All right, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This Brother Tazapai here again with another lunch special, and today we're going to continue where we left off with yesterday's lesson, all right, dealing with the conflict in Iran, all right, or that America is creating around Iran, all right. So Iran itself is not the cause of the problem, is not the trouble, all right, but it's the, as I brought out yesterday from Jeremiah the 50th chapter. And just for a brief recap, we'll go there to Jeremiah 50 and 45, which says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that he had taken against Babylon." All right. Babylon in our time today is America. It's not talking about the geographical Babylon, which existed, the kingdom, all right, existed in the time of Nebuchadnezzar, and before him in the time of Nimrod, all right. And today that kingdom resurrected spiritually here in America, all right. So when I say spiritually, let's go to Ecclesiastes. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes. Forget what the other one is. No, they ain't gonna pull it up. All right, so all right, I found it. So I was thinking chapter 7 is actually chapter 6, but we got to start here. All right, and this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun." All right. Then verse 10 says, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us." All right. And if you're thinking missiles are new, all right, maybe the missile itself, but the fire is the same fire that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, all right? And I don't know what form the Lord rained that fire down, but you're going to see that again. With this Iran situation, it's going to rain fire and brimstone again, as before. There's nothing new, but in the form of missiles. All right, in the form of a missile. So there is no new thing under the sun. Now you look at Ecclesiastes 6 and 10, it says, "That which had been is already named," or is named already, Salakia. That which had been is named already. All right, and it is known that it is man. All right. So remember, we read Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun." And why? Because Ecclesiastes 6 and 10, that which had been, which we just read, that which had been is that which is, how did it work? That thing that had been, it is that which shall be. So that thing, oh, I done messed up. Okay, there we go. So that thing which had been. So it said that which had been is already named. And it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. All right. So we reincarnate. All right. That's what they're saying. And the reason why the thing that had been is that which shall be, because people reincarnate with their same spirits and their same souls. All right. Usually with the same mindsets and perspectives. All right. For the most part. Okay. So, let me see that. So when we talk about spiritually Babylon, all right, we have people that are in power. All right. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right. Who brought in these the doctrines, the belief systems, the ideologies of all these various previous kingdoms, such as Babylon, Greece and Rome, especially, all right, but all of them, all right, and even as you know, I spoke about briefly the Epstein files, all right. A lot of that go back to ancient Babylonian, well, really ancient Canaanite, all right, practices and beliefs, all right. So when you have people who reincarnate, you have things that reincarnate, all right, like everything is coming out now. Yeah, a lot of this shit that we thought was new, we thought that we was just so far advanced than all previous societies. It turns out that we are the least advanced, all right, here in these last days. All right, because everything recycles and reincarnates. All right. And so when the scripture here speaks about Babylon, it's talking about a recycled Babylon, all right, which we know as Isaiah the 47th chapter, tells us, all right, America is this virgin daughter of Babylon, all right, which ought to be destroyed and which will be destroyed. And that's what this is going into. And again, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai that he had taken against Babylon, against America. All right. It's not geographical Babylon, but spiritual Babylon. But it says, and his purposes that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And this is where we're going to pick up. All right, so the least of the flock being the small hats, the Israelis, the Jewish. So you can understand and identify who, let me put it this way, where all of this wickedness is coming from, all right? It's coming from the Edomites, particularly the least of the flock, all right? Particularly them, as is backed up by the Epstein scandal, the Weinstein scandal, all right? The going back to Heidi Fleiss, all that's tied in. If you don't know who Heidi Fleiss is, that was the Hollywood madam, all right? Which I believe she got killed. She got taken out. She was like a lesser female Epstein because she was a madam. What do they call that? The madam, the head mistress, the head hoe. She was the head hoe, and she would, procure girls for the Hollywood elite. So she had receipts. All right, just like Jeffrey got receipts on people. And if you know it, well, let me just say this: in this day and age, with the corruption abounding and all of this, receipts is more, because of the extent of the scandals, right? Receipts are more valuable than money. This fiat money. So if you got dirt on people that are rich, well then shit, you're rich. Especially if they they have an image that they're trying to portray to the public, all right? They want to keep that image squeaky clean. Well, shit, their money becomes your money. At least the way Jeffrey looks at it. Because here's the people, and this is all of them, because we're talking about the least of the flock. Let me give you one example of how they are the least of the flock, even though they got the most wealth and riches of all the people, predominantly, all right? Predominantly, they are the wealthiest worldwide. All of your trillionaires, well, not all, a lot of your trillionaires, not millionaires, not billionaires, but majority of your trillionaires are small hats. And who you know with a trillion? Because when you talk Rothschilds, all right, this well up and not a trillion. Like if you had a trillion, like you'd be good. No, that wasn't enough for them. Not even 10 trillion. That estimated worth, and this was back in the day, is said to be about $500 trillion, all right? Now, I don't even know if they got that much. Well, it is, but do they have that much wealth in circulation, But anyway, right, so they're not the least when it comes to substance, right? Because the scripture tells us they leave the rest of their substance to their babes. I believe that's in Psalm 17. Yeah, that should be Psalm 17. And it also says that, and that's another one, it didn't slip my mind. But right quick, Psalm 17, and what is it, 12? Okay, 14. Yeah, that's what I need. So Psalm 17 verse 14 says, well, I got to start at 13. All right. So this is Psalm 17 verse 13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from who? The wicked, which is thy sword. All right. That's the Most High whooping stick. We'll put that sword on. The Most High gave him a great sword. All right. Genesis 25, Revelation 6 and 4. All right. They go hand in hand. Really, Genesis 27. All right. When Esau received his blessing that was given to him by our forefather Isaac was the blessing of the sword, which plays in prominently in these end days, Revelation 6 and 4. He used that same sword, his blessing, to take peace from the earth. That was a end day prophecy. And what do you see now? Peace is taken from the earth. Even if you're not at war, I guess, outright. You had war, like low key, for lack of a better term. And what I mean by that is, if you're not in a conventional war, they're taking you to war non-conventionally, conventionally. All right. ICE is at war with us. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who predominantly make up the nation of Israel. All right. That's a task force. And their task is to come after you brown, beige, dark brown, chocolate brown, mocha brown, all you brown, yellow and red Israelites. Even some of you pale Israelites, you got pale Israelites too. But, well, ain't even but to add to that, all right? Right. There's no peace in the earth. All right. There's no peace. So you got the situation in Venezuela. You got the situation in Palestine and Gaza. And then you got the situation in Ukraine. And now they're creating a whole new situation in the Middle East area with Persia, which we went into yesterday. Persia is Iran. All right. Meanwhile, there's still chaos in Libya and other parts of Africa. Is just all that chaos. Certain African countries. And again, if your country is not in a conventional war, then you, the people, are at war in some type of way, economically or, politically. So these people are the Lord's sword. But verse 14, and this is the point, it says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. So they have the substance. They're not the least of the flock because of that. It says, which have their portion in this life. It says, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. All right. So they got any and everything heart could wish. All right. Even, you can name it. And if they don't have it, they have the power to create it, as we just read. All right? So how are they the least of the flock? It's a few ways, all right? But this is what I want you to understand about these people. They add absolutely nothing. Nothing. And this is how you know that they're the devil. They add nothing to humanity. You can't say that about us, the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even in captivity, we made the world great. We blessed the world. In captivity, we blessed the world. So just imagine when we get the power in the kingdom, how the world is going to be blessed. Because Esau was there to suck up them blessings, right? We wasn't able to capitalize on our own blessings, on our own gifts. All right, that's what the Lord said. You shall serve your enemies for the want of all things. All right. So everything that we contributed to humanity, to mankind, was stolen by them. The credit was taken by them, and all of the proceeds and the profits went to them. A nigga couldn't even get an honorable mention, all right? And then they give you, it's like right now, we in the midst well, I think Trump cut that out. But this supposed to be Black History Month, but you never learn Black history. Even in the strength of Black History Month. It's the same shit every year. Oh, Rosa Parks did this. And Sojourner, what's her name? The Underground Railroad lady, Harriet Tubman. You hear about them, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and that's it. But I never knew we made America. As a young man growing up, that would have instilled a sense of pride and belonging, not the bad type of pride, but the good having pride in my nation, in my people, instead of thinking that we just a bunch of no good slaves. We didn't contribute nothing. No, we contributed every goddamn thing. From the automobile to the stoplight that regulates traffic was all us. To the AC and refrigeration, to everything you enjoy as comfort. All right? Who do you think would be most beneficial for creating these inventions? And it would be us. You know? So in other words, most of the inventions that Negroes created was to take some of the labor off of them, some of the burden off of them. As the cotton gin, the cotton gin, it didn't have shit to do with Eli. Well, he stole it. But why would the white man invent a cotton gin? I mean, he could just say, you niggas get to picking that cotton. He don't need a gin. You niggas process that cotton. No, there was some Negroes. Most of this stuff is all us. You know, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right? That these people contribute nothing to society, yet, as I mentioned, they are the wealthiest. They are the wealthiest group, not just among humanity, but among Edom. But what can you tell me, a small hat, what they gave to humanity is this fucking FDIC, fractional reserve banking bullshit that they capitalize on by the fucking minute. Meaning their money is just sitting there, they just making money. Ain't built nothing, haven't did nothing, hadn't said nothing. Anything that they bring to humanity is that we ain't shit and we need to be off the earth. But that's one of the reasons why these people are the least of the flock. How you get all this money and you ain't did shit? Oh, because you robbed us. The people that did do everything. Not only did you rob our money, you sorry mother, but you robbed our identity. And you go around and you blaspheme our name as Israelites. Yeah, we did some wickedness, but we ain't did this shit. We ain't did nothing close on no level to what is being done today. From chemtrails to goddamn fluoride in your water. You can't even bathe right. You got to spend thousands of fucking dollars to have your house filtered, the water in your house filtered, so you could take a decent bath or a decent shower. Because if not, and if you're taking them hot baths, all right, you bathing in fluorine gas. Because that fluoride, when it's heated, that steam that you see is fluorine gas. I believe I'm saying it right. The fluoride, when it turns to gas, becomes fluorine. If I'm remembering correctly, but that is also toxic. You see, and it don't just mess you up right away. But it sit there and it accumulates in your cells. And then next thing you know, you come down with a flu. Flus are a result of high toxicity, high cellular toxicity. All right, we get into that. Hell, I guess tomorrow we'll play some of this. All right, what happened to my video? That's some bullshit. Then they playing with the goddamn phones again.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Moss. I am the co-founder of the Better Work Institute and the author of 4 dedicated They Favor 2.
Now I had the video queued up. I hate when they do that shit. So this is a video that my Thursday Live co-host, the brother Karal Bod, all right, the beloved brother, he posted this. So we'll probably cover this tomorrow, but it goes well with this lesson. Oh wow, they don't even give me the title. Man, everything, this capitalism is horrible. You can't do nothing without somebody trying to sell you something, shove something in your face. Fuck, can I get a fucking break from this shit? Everything is a goddamn fucking commercial. I just want to watch a goddamn fucking video. Now they don't want to act right. So the title of this video, Warning U.S.-Iran Conflict Could Hit Americans Fast. All right, I'm going to play a little bit of it. And I'll probably get into the breakdown tomorrow for lack of time. So salak you for that. But let's see what he has to say.
Millions of Americans and millions of people all over the world could be impacted as a result of the United States and Iran having a conversation tomorrow. I'm going to break down what this conversation is supposed to be about. But
that tomorrow, I believe, is today. Okay?
The concern is that the United States does not believe what Iran is telling it. As a result, the U.S. could strike Iran's nuclear facilities. Just look at this, because again, right now, this is extremely concerning.
The U.S. military is preparing for potential operations with Iran if President Trump orders an attack. Iran's top diplomat has arrived in Geneva ahead of what...
So just a heads up right quick. I didn't plan on stopping the video, but there won't be no if. There's only when, all right? When Donald Trump, because I do believe it'll be him, when he decides, or when Netanyahu decides, or Netanyahu's handlers decide, all right, let's go. All right? And then that's when it's going to go down.
It's being described as indirect talks with the U.S. tomorrow.
Oh, and by the way, that's when the Most High says, okay, it's time to go. He gonna tell Satan. Satan gonna get in touch with, their handlers. Maybe it could be Rothschild. And then Netanyahu will get the call. Okay, yeah, it's a go on Iran. Then Trump will get the call. And then the U.S. military, like a bunch of fucking flunkies, will run their ass to Iran. All right.
Yeah. So there will be some talks with the United States indirectly, but there will be talks. Now, this is a very important time. What we are hearing is that President Trump is almost dead set on striking Iran. The reason for it is because he does not believe that Iran is going to negotiate fairly. He doesn't believe that Iran should have any nuclear capabilities, but Iran says, well, that's somewhat off the table because we've done exactly what you want us to do for years. Now, we want to make sure we can fight for ourselves. But listen to this right here, because again,
so that's a conflict. They say, hell no, fuck you. We're not doing, that's off the table. You're not fucking with our nuclear program. All right. Well, that's what I said yesterday. They comply with all of these strenuous, dictates and stuff with their program. Meanwhile, Israel don't have to answer to anybody. But they sent the IEAE, the International Atomic Energy, IAEI, the International Atomic Energy Agency, I guess, IEE. But, they put all these stipulations on Iran to comply with, and Iran complied. So this is why they're saying, oh, that's off the table, because no matter what we do, we're going to always be accused. And that's what I was saying yesterday, and here, this is what Iran is saying, so they're at odds. But let's hope, let's pray that they stay at odds. But the hypocrisy is really what I want to point out, the hypocrisy. Oh, we can't trust Iran. But we're going to chop this up tomorrow, all right? Because I got to get back in here. But we're going to chop this up tomorrow because we're on the verge of a third world war. And it's going to be a doozy. All right? It's going to be a doozy. If you thought that shit with the Nazis was something, wait till you see this third war. In the words of Joker, I think that was, I believe that was Jack Nicholson playing the Joker. Wait till they get a load of me. All right? Wait till they get a load of this time. All right? But till the next one, y'all stay up, man. Much love. Shalom.